Okay, one other vocabulary word related to this is the cantus firmus. The cantus firmus, or sometimes we just call it cantus, is kind of like let's just call it a teaching tool in Counterpoint. What that's going to be is a line that you're not allowed to change. So in an example, I'm just going to write a line here. Okay. Here's a 3-bar line. It's kind of weird, but that's okay. So if I was to give you this in some kind of assignment, this would be called the cantus firmus or the cantus, or sometimes you'll see it just written as CF, the letters C and F. That means your job is to harmonize this line without changing it, and make a counterpoint to this line. So what you would do is you would take the second line and let's start it on a unison. So, sidebar, one thing to point out here. This is not set up as a piano staff. I've set this up as 2 treble clef staffs. Okay, so these are both treble clef. Normally you would see treble and then bass clef down here. But I've set this up as 2 treble clef staffs so that we can really just see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to start in unison. Now, what note am I going to do next? This is where counterpoint comes into play. I don't want to do a unison. That would be boring. I would probably go to a B. And I will explain why later. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this really fast here. Let's do that. It's kind of hard to do this on the fly without like thinking really hard. Okay, I broke a couple rules there, but I made a counterpoint to this first line, the cantus firmus. I added my own line that largely follows the rules of counterpoint that we're going to go over in just a minute. Let's hear what I did and see what it sounds like. Okay, they got a little funky at the end. And this little cadence here wasn't very good, but that's okay. We're going to talk more about these things in a minute. And I'll talk about that word cadence that I just used shortly as well. Okay, next let's move on to talk about connecting melodic intervals, the kind of first step in learning counterpoint.